All right.
All right, I will. Any resolution right now on punter? Anybody pulling away?
I still think it's too close to call, right? Again, both those guys it's been incredibly competitive in camp. I like the direction both guys are going right now. And right now I think they've drastically improved from last year till this year. So the race is still too close to call. But again, the good news is both those guys have improved.
Could you see doing a hybrid type of thing where somebody's more the rugby punter and somebody's more the plus 50 punter?
Yeah, I think that may be by game plan, and we'll address that as it comes. But right now we're still in camp mode. We're still working. We're still trying to refine our technique and still trying to find out who's who.
Is Groeneweg taking the punt return job?
I wouldn't say that. I feel comfortable with 2 to 3 guys back there. I think right now we're comfortable with any one of those guys going back there. And again, they've worked incredibly hard to put themselves in that position, starting back in spring football. But I think the guys that you can look for are Groeneweg, Smith, Marset, Hooker. But those are the guys that have really kind of taken that thing over in punt return.
How about kick return?
Kick return, I'd say it's the same group of guys with Smith, Marset, and Groeneweg, and then also Kelly Martin. He did it last year, was pretty good at it. But those are the 3 guys that I think we would expect to see. If we were to play the game today.
With the coverage units, and now that you have the opportunities to play players and still redshirt them, especially the true freshmen, do you anticipate any kind of, say, an alternating type of week where maybe a true freshman linebacker plays this week, next week a different one, just to get them both game experience?
I haven't looked that far, to be honest. I think as we get going down the road, if a guy emerges and we foresee him on offense or defense, offense or defense, then we may plug him in that case. But I don't want to use a guy just for a week here, a week there, or whatever. If it's a guy that's going to play on offense or defense, have a role there, then we'll plug him in on special teams as well.
Do you see any true freshmen that have stood out that could help you out? I mean, a Dallas Grata, for instance.
Yeah, I do. Right off the bat, a guy Riley Moss has stood out to me. He's a guy that, no matter what position we put him in, we've actually worked him a little bit at returner as well. Whatever position we put him in coverage, he seems to, be natural at finding the ball. And he works hard and he covers well, and so I'm anxious to see him. That's a guy, a freshman, that's kind of stood out to me so far.
With both those punters having experience last year,